Today, we go over the most important tip in kiteboarding that nobody talks about. Let's get to it. Thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, tuning into our channel, and just sharing this information to help you guys have the best year of your life and the future to be beyond. Something that is not talked about a lot in kiteboarding, and I want to share it with you. Gwen came up with this idea. This is absolutely an awesome idea to share with everybody. Please share it with all your friends. It happens so much in our industry, and it's just never said enough. And I want to point it out, make sure everybody knows about it, so everybody is safe out there and you don't have any issues. What we're going to look at today is when you launch or land your kite. Okay? Let's just talk about launching your kite. This is 99% of the time when it happens. You've rigged your kite, you're all set up, ready to rock and roll, and you're like, Jimmy Joe, I'm ready to go. Yeah, okay, let's do this. And you're walking around on the beach in your chicken loop, and this literally can happen in everybody's bars worldwide. Now, if you run the fireball or you run the slider, negative, it's not gonna happen. But anything with a loop, this happens. So what happens is they're on the beach, they're walking around, getting ready to launch their kite, and if I just slack, this loop sometimes will slip over the side like this. Now, when I put tension on the kite, this will actually blow this chicken loop right open. And a lot of people go and all of a sudden, boom, they blow their bar out. It's happened to most everybody out there, I bet. And what it is, let me just show it one more time so it's crystal clear for what everybody happens. You're set up on the beach, you're ready to go, you put your chicken loop in, but what happens is when I pull in to say, hey Jimmy, go, we're good, I don't keep the tension on this. So what happens is this slacks and it slips over the side, so it's just hanging on this, so it looks like this. So it's like this, I pull in, it may have slipped over the side. You see how it can slip over the side? And now, when I launch and I put tension, my kite is like this, and I think I'm fine. And I go to ride, and when I load this, it blows this undone, boom. This happens to so many people out there. So, the answer. Everybody, when you go to launch your kite, Jimmy Joe, I'm ready to go, okay, let's do this. I may have walked around, I'm like, whatever. Before I launch, everybody, please pass this on. Look down, put the tension on it, donkey dick is in, or your safety. I have tension on this, I put tension on my lines, and I launch the kite. 99% of the time, this will never ever come undone with tension. But what happens is, like I just said, it always happens before you launch. You're like walking around, you're like, yeah, okay, I'm ready to launch. Everything's slacked. And this thing, all it does is it'll slip around just like this. You think, yeah, I'm attached, we're good. I didn't even look, okay. Boom, this will just blow right undone. And it can be a bad scenario if you're near buildings or problems. So, number one tip to recommend, to share with everybody, look, the solution is, I'm about ready to launch. My first thing I do, I look down, I'm locked, my leash is attached. We're good. Okay, tension, thumbs up, launch. Have the best day of your life. It's epic. Don't get caught with that over the side. That's how those blow undone. Now, another piece of advice, everybody, make sure to hit your safety systems. Make sure you know yours works. 99% of the people out there never hit it until they need it, and guess what? If it malfunctions at one time, not good. So make sure on any given day, just try it, make sure it works, make sure everything's working, because when you need it, you want it to work. And make sure you know how it works. A lot of people are like, I didn't even know you could. It's a good thing to know. I've used it. I guarantee you, if you talk to any pro out there, you're all gonna have a scare. It's how you save yourself. So one of the most important tips right there, it happens to everybody, happens on all bars. Share this with people so they know that when I pull in or I pull tension off, that loop can switch to a side. That's how it works. This is why these videos are so informative, because Gwen reminds me of these important tips that I missed because I'm like so OCD. I'm like ding, 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 ding. The squirrel inside here is like, "Grrr." Okay. The other thing is, look, I'd say 95% of the times it happens is right when you launch. That other 5% can be when you jump and you land, and I land, and when I land, I pull in on the bar, and I just pulled that chicken loop maybe off that spreader, and now it's hanging off the side. So it does happen in the water. So the most important thing is if you ever jump and you feel like there was some slack, make sure to look down, double check that you're hooked in, make sure that loop is nice and solid, or if you're just super nervous about that scenario happening, you can use a slider, you can use a fireball from Cabrina. There's a lot of things you can use that will completely eliminate that, but 99% of the industry runs with a loop. And that is one of the biggest scenarios that happens. And I believe the reason why we all run with a loop is because windsurfing had a harness loop, so it just morphed into it. And windsurfing obviously came before kite surfing, so I'm guessing that's why it kind of transitioned over. But just so you know, it can happen on the launch. It can happen truly anywhere you put slack on. So it could be a jump, it could be transitioning, it could be sat in the water. And all it is that little slack right here. If I take a little slack off that loop, that's when it can just twist it, and then game over. So just know, if you've ever had that, which I guarantee all you are watching this going, dang, that one time. And what happens is it goes boink, you're hanging on with one hand, and now you're like Ruben Lenton doing a kite loop one-handed, and you're like, what's up? You look cool until you hit the building. And then it's more like me in my back in the days. It's not funny, no comments. That's it. Look, I hope this helps you. I know it's so minimal, but it's so important, and please share it with all your friends, because the safer we can keep this, the better we are. Make sure every place you go, know their rules, operate by their rules, ask any fellow kiter. We want to share the sport and not put any restrictions on it, so be as safe as you can, respect others, respect surfers, and have the time of your life, and make sure to share it with others, because look, there's a lot of people struggling out there, and our goal is to give them some positivity, and this all comes from Gwen, really. It's like script, I'm just reading it. Anyhow, we love you. Thank you so much. Have the best day ever. See ya.